All right, let's just go for this. Well, thanks for joining. I think most of you know me by now. Danny Rosenthal, the Director of Community and Partnerships at Enginehire, which affords me the opportunity to come do this. And sometimes we have guests and all of that fun stuff. Um, the first thing I just kind of wanted to go over was if you see in more and global settings, there's actually two options. There's global settings and old global settings. And I just kind of wanted to touch on that because they're pretty interesting. So uh, global settings old is what we're all used to. It's like the main settings that you have to set up your entire dashboard. And then global settings, this one is all of that plus context settings. So context settings are basically the settings that developers and our team has thought, hey, if you want this setting on, you probably want to turn it on where you're at. Oftentimes I think of this as like things in a job board, or it's just, or like shift job settings, things like that, where like you're at that place and you're like, yes, I actually want to change this or move this around. So those are all now available in this global setting. So it's not as well organized because it's every setting, like all of them, all over Enginehire. There's not a setting that exists in Enginehire that's not in global settings. It also has you'll see, right? It's not as pretty as like this one, where it's like, oh, there's something less scrolling and all of that. But what this one also has in the advantage of this, and why we started pushing to just make this everything, and we'll clean it up. It'll get nicer looking. Is the search? It's because it's looking at every setting in Enginehire. The search is much more accurate to what you're looking for. So you might have looked for something in the previous settings, but it's only looking in that section of settings. This one's looking at everything in Enginehire to try and help you find what you're looking for. Okay, so let's go through some of these. So, we'll start with, what is this one called? Oh, creating profile sections with AI. So very cool. Let me actually drop in our chat get it over here, the link to the article for this, and I'll kind of keep try to throwing those in as we get to them. So what this one is if you have it written down somewhere, really helpful if you are coming from a different form builder or something like that, or you have written down. I know we keep documents all over the place in different areas for different things. So what you can do now is you can build you can basically take that information that you might have in a Word document or anything like that, even handwritten, honestly, and you can put it into a section without having to build the whole section. Actually, now that I'm even thinking and saying it out loud, I'm remembering that I thought the coolest thing about this was instead of you having to go inside Enginehire and kind of build everything out, you could really just think about it while you're in like Google Docs or something and write it all down and then just add this in. So if I go application and profile builder and I add a new section, it'll just be a section for a candidate. It's going to be general, selects all of those, and then you have upload document / image of questions. And all you have to do is drag it in here, or you could even just like type it in here. You can just start from all of that. And when you do that, it'll generate basically the section for you. So I'll just be like, do you like this webinar? Yes. No. Why? I haven't tested this one out before, but let's see what it does. Okay, do you like this webinar? And it's yes or no. It's picked it up as a radio. Why? Text to area. So as you can see, this could be like really helpful in streamlining all of that stuff. Super cool. All right. We'll do this one next, which is, I just dropped it in the chat, which is very similar, but for placement jobs. So if we go over to the placement jobs area, and we post a job, there. Now we have this box up here that's upload job description. And basically what it's doing here is it's looking at all these fields. So everything that you have in here, it just already knows that they're right there. And you'll upload an image or you'll upload a file. Upload an image would be great. Also crazy, I think, for us. But if you have handwritten, if you wrote this by hand, it'll know that. I suppose you could have taken a PNG or like a screenshot of something and that would work too. Where upload a file would be like more like a Word document or something like that. And when you click that, you'll upload whatever it is and you'll select what fields you want it to go into. So you probably select all. It's going to do its best. It's very similar to like the resume parser where there's AI in the background reading it and going, oh, this sounds like a name. Let's put that there. So in this instance, you know, like revenue, it's going to go, oh, that's the number of revenue. So let's put that in there. Address, that looks like an address. So let's put that in the address category. It's AI reading it as best as it can. So it might not be perfect. If you did want to do this often, I would like one for one it of being like, here's all of my sections. And however you gather that information, then you could drop it in that way. Cool. All right. We're going to keep moving along. This one is analyzing matches for candidates through the candidate side. So I know we've talked about this before on the other way of like you have a job and you want to see who the best candidate is for that. This is like that, but in the opposite. So if I pull out one of my candidates, we'll go with Buddy Holly because I was playing with him earlier. And let's see what we've got for this. Yeah, okay, in his profile. And then in available jobs, there's this right here, this little AI icon, and it's going to go through all of the jobs in your system and it'll be like, oh, here's where Buddy Holly's a really good match for. Do with that what you will. I say that personally because I'm just like, I'm not totally sure the best use case for that. But somebody does because somebody requested it and our team was just like, yes, we can take that, we can flip it around. So here it is. All right, let's go through the, okay, customizing table columns. This is inside your jobs. So we go and candidates, pick a candidate, doesn't matter who, go to their profile. I'm already in their profile. We'll go to my jobs. And then this table, show summary. This is what we want. I'm thinking. Yes. Okay, great. Okay, and now this is that table right behind. It only goes with show summary. So make sure you click show summary. Otherwise, it's going to show you all those settings that are in here. Just fine too, but not going to be exactly what you're looking for. And then you can take out things that maybe don't apply. So maybe mileage, maybe overtime. Yeah, that's good. And then I'll just recreate that. Again, this is just to make things simpler for you and show you what you might be most looking for. All right, another one is going in the chat, just so you can follow along. Hopefully you're taking the ones that you like the most and you're saving those somewhere else. There will be, of course, a recording of this, and I'll make this into a page that has links to all of these. Of course, these are all also in the community already. This is an interesting one also for me because I wasn't totally sure like the best use case for this, but this would be a simple little add-on to, I want the logs actually, for Email Blaster for you to be able to sort by your candidate status. This is just a new little thing in there. So when you send out those emails and you're looking at all of the, you know, who has replied, all of the analytics that go along with that, you can also filter by like, you're like, okay, all the people that I have already interviewed for that got this. They replied at a higher rate. We're like, those are the people that are interested. I don't know. There you go. Moving along. I know I feel like this webinar is a little weird, but we're just kind of going through how all of this stuff works in real time. Let's see. This one is automatically copy the cancellation reason to a shift notes, which is cool because now you can add that into the notes of your of like your clients and candidates. So if we go to shift jobs area or settings, down here we have automatically copy cancel reason into shift notes when a shift job is canceled. So we can see that. And then so now if a shift is canceled, then you have that pop-up that appears and they type in why they're canceling the shift. It appears in the job notes. So I don't have one that's probably been officially canceled. But it would appear here now. So then you'll know. So you'll be like, oh, you'll look in there. You're like, you don't have to, your clicking taxes will go down a little bit. Cool. Another one. The autofill of addresses, which can be nice and has been something people have been looking for some time. So let me just click on a date. We'll do configure this form. And I have addresses here, but I don't really want to mess with that one right now. So if I do like nobody would ever, you'd never want to show this, right? But address, 2 Ds or 1 D? Yeah, 2 Ds. Auto address, and then auto address complete. And what this does, if I go back in here, is I could be like New York, and it starts to be like, oh, I guess I spelled that crazy. But it starts to create the address for you. Let's see if we can do really good. 1600? No. 1060 West Addison. Hey, Wrigley Field. So it knew. Cool. All right. Moving along. Filter shift job listings on the job board. Go over here. So this is simple enough of that on the job board, you can add these listings. This is more of this exists now. And so it's for on-call opportunities. If you want, you can add these, you can take these off. This is in your general settings to move that around. It's pretty cool. Basically what happened with this is in certain industries we work with, so in like the medical, those doctors that are like traveling nurses or travel doctors or anything like that, locums, will get sent to an area. Well, they'll have a job for a while. And then instead of wanting to look at a job from their home base, which a lot of us is like what we think of, you might want to look at from like where you're located now for your next job. So that's why this postal code one was the first one added here. I thought it was a really cool and nifty idea for that. Okay, I'm going to drop another one in. Let me know if you have any questions about any of these. I have like a few more to share, but then you can ask me anything you want to ask. So, okay, view agency change logs. This one is a phenomenal one for everybody to have access to. This will help you in knowing what has changed in your system and who changed it. So agency settings change logs. History of agency settings, including what was changed, when, and by whom. This is great. This is my demo one, so I mostly nobody else goes into this but me. But you'll see anything that I've made changes on, action, requests, and details. It's showing me that I've changed some objects in a request automatically. Yeah, I mean, this is great for something gets moved around. You might want to know who did that, or when did this get added, or when did this get moved, and now you have a really nice paper trail for this. I find this one I think this one's going to be really helpful for that. Okay, I've just added another one into our chat. Custom colors on the candidate board. Kind of nifty. Candidate board. Not everybody uses the candidate board. As you can see, I've already played with the colors here. Basically, I just changed this. Let's see where we have that option. Yeah, you have you can change the colors of this, so it can match a little bit more of your actual brand. This one doesn't match my brand anymore, so I'm going to change it. Yep, auto save setting, great. There it is. Ugh, maybe not as great. Let's just do a quick change. That can't be actually better. Okay, we'll go with this blue, and then I'll stop. Okay. Yeah, that's worse, but you get the idea. All right. Whittling down now to the the placement jobs applicant table. We go over all the way. I just want to show you first, so you know what we're talking about. This table, you have these tags. They're your usual tags. But now you can change the colors of these. These aren't necessarily connected with the other tag colors. So what you do, go to more, global settings. We'll go for our dashboard. And we'll do candidate table. We'll go down to tags. Yeah, tag colors. Just add in whatever tags you have. Flexible overnight schedule. Yep. Blue. Change the color. It's all there. Easy peasy. And then the last one that I have for us today is setting. Oh, like so simple, but so powerful for us. Is you can now in a section, any section. Let me pick one that makes a little bit more sense, maybe. Okay, this one's a list of every field type ever. And you can select for them to be all required, which they all are right now, or all optional. Turn them all off, turn them all back on. So you get that in one quick swoop. So that is most of the features that were released this month. Let me just see now. Are we able to get more clarity around what areas of the profile the AI matching tool is able to access to inform its matching? It should, the super, basically as transparently as possible, it should be looking at everything. If you are using the tool and you find it's not reading that section, just let us know. It doesn't take that long to add in to read another field to that type of thing, provided that there's a developer available to like make that change. That really shouldn't require much time to do. Basically, in a way like that, a lot of the features get created is the developers, the team are looking at as many pieces of the puzzle as they can and saying, hey, try to make this work, all of that. Sometimes fields get missed and things like that. So if you find one, if you feel like it's not reading one, the first thing that I remember was it wasn't reading tags, and that would be like a really helpful thing. So now it's reading tags, and what happened was somebody was testing it out, which I highly encourage everybody to test it out. It's our AI build, not yours. And so they were looking at a match for a job. They saw that this person was like 90% a great fit for this infant role, but they had no infant experience, which was in the tags. So if it had read that, it'd been like, oh, this is not a 99 or 90% match. And so we had to go back and we're like, oh, make it read tags. So there is that. How many many candidates at a time can it analyze? Sorry, Marsha, I skipped over yours for a second. It can read up to 100 at a time. So if you filter in, probably not too much using your filter settings, it can read that many at a time. The more you, the less filtering, the more that you'll have, the longer it will take to read all of their profiles. But, you know, not too bad. How do you turn on the settings that allow you to provide a reason for changing those statuses? I think that change was just made yesterday. It could have been. I will. Let me just see. You know what? Let me just get. I will post that in the community right after this. I don't want to spend time looking for the setting because I might waste a lot of time for us looking for the setting. But Marsha, I see you. I'll jot that down in my notes, and I will make sure that I put that in the community of changing status notes. Do you know what you're talking about? I suppose let me look really quickly and see if I find it. I'm pretty sure I just put that in the community like yesterday. Sorry, just taking a second here. And let me see. Candidate tag colors that apply to the candidate dashboard used to also apply to the job applicant list. You know if this is possible. I'm pretty sure. I know I said this differently, but I'm pretty sure they actually are connected. I said that I thought they were not connected, but I'm pretty sure they actually are connected, Allison, because I play in a lot of different dashboards throughout the day. Sometimes I have all my colors set up, and sometimes I don't. And I think that that's one of those things of I was just confused looking at the colors. Yes, okay, found it. So if we go into any of our clients or candidates, I believe, we have the records. And the records has status changes. And in that, you can, when you change a status, you can add in reasons. Doesn't really make much sense for an applicant started one, but that is what's what. Did I actually get that correct? Yep. Okay. I think that one's correct, Marsha. So many settings, so much time, a little time, so many settings, all of that stuff. Well, this has been a really great time for me to listen to my own voice and tell you things. Yeah, Marsha, no problem. Anytime. I'm here for all of you. I also like listening to myself talk. The only really embarrassing part about this is that I actually feel like I'm talking to myself and that I'm recording this and I'm going to share this with everybody later. So they'll all have to do with that. But I see, I had no idea that we would be like so crushing it on time. I feel like usually there's a lot more going on, but obviously it's just a really busy Thursday for everyone. So with that, let me tell you, like, just because we have time, there's like a couple features that are really cool that are on the pathway to existing for everybody. One is that the AI in certain places, and will get built out into more and more places, will be able to tell you things the way that you want to be told, right? So as if you had created your own GPT, we're adding a layer inside Enginehire's AI so you can put in the settings that you like most. When I tested it out, I asked for it to tell me everything in Old English, and it did, which was pretty cool. Probably not relevant for anybody else. What I think might be useful is if you say what kind of language you want things told in, or used by bullet points, or pull out specific information at the top of things. And as we utilize that tool and we see how popular that is and what requests are getting, what people are wanting to define better and stronger, I'm sure that that will get increasingly built out more and more. That one feels like an amazing can of worms to open. Another two things are there's a voice agent that's being created, and basically you'll be able to trigger that at statuses, and you'll be able to come up with what you want that voice agent to be like, say, talk like, sound like, all of those things to really be your brand. Where it comes in useful is, let's say someone reaches out to your agency to because they just want to talk to you for whatever reason. Could be anything, right? And they enter your pipeline. They just sent in an application. They want to work with you. At that status, you could do it so that this voice agent calls them and is like, hey, I saw you just reached out to our team. The voice agent that I've been playing with is named Peter. So to me, it'd be like, hi, I'm Peter. I saw you just applied with our agency. Our team would love to talk to you more. Do you have any availability on Monday or Tuesday of this next coming week? And then you can actually, it's a voice, it's an agent, right? So it's like doing things that it can read, it can understand you, right? So you can talk to it and ask it questions and all of that stuff. I'm sure that at a certain point we'll probably have to like do some demos of this to wrap everybody's mind around it, because even mine is a little bit blown. But when I've tested it out, I've asked it some as many questions as I could think of while testing it out, and that's pretty cool. Extremely similar to that, last feature that I'll mention that's on the upcoming is like SMS agents, right? So if you send out a text about something, if somebody replies to it, it could interact with them in that same type of way where the voice agent might be giving them better questions. So in my mind's eye, it would send out that there's a role available. Please click here for more information, like a lot of our texts go out as. And then in that scenario, someone could reply back and be like, hey, I'm slightly interested in this job. What area is it in? I see that that's not that's missing from the role. I don't know, something like that. And you could have it that be available to talk to them. All of this stuff per Enginehire normally is highly configurable to like where you're going to want it and need it, right? We don't want to just be going through tons and tons of SMS charges and things like that. So we can be really surgical about where these features lie for you. So you actually get the benefit where you need it, right? So like if you need it only at that one status change, that's great. And doesn't apply to any other status changes, right? So that type of thing. But have a great, wonderful day. Thanks again. And I hope to talk to you soon.